Well, this is not good hay cutting weather.
I'm sporting a new hat.
Wow, you're cool.
I'm sporting a new hat because we're going to start haying today. The John Deere hat. But the nice thing is, do your best, Arnold, and head to the what?
To the shoppers.
Head to the choppers.
That all you got?
Thought it was funny.
Okay. We were gonna start yesterday, but it started sprinkling, and now we got a pretty heavy dew, but it's supposed to get up to about 80 degrees, so it'll dry up eventually. You gotta look at this little guy. This calf was born yesterday. One of my, my cows were getting late, so I traded with Dad, and so that's why there's a bald calf over here, but they look kind of cute.
When the boys were little, I used to mess with them a lot, and I'd say, that black calf's got a white lid. That's the lid. So it's funny when little boys were saying, got a white lid. Which brings us to the song of the day. When I was telling that story, it reminded me when the kids were little, when I'd tuck them in at night, I used to sing a song from Tom T. Hall called Little Baby Ducks. And then I changed the words to, instead of it says, and I love you too, I'd put their name in. Like, and I love my Robbie. And Robbie especially liked it a lot. He was the oldest one, so he remembered it so much so that on his wedding day, when he danced, not the first dance that he did with his wife, but with his mom, he played that song, and it made the waterworks. That's all I got to say about that. Hey, Cole, they're getting out.
The first field we want to do is our 70 acres of alfalfa, and we really want to get cutting it. We probably would have done it maybe even 2 weeks ago if the weather was correct. But the first reason is obviously it's flowering a little bit, so it's just time. But the other thing is, if I take a few steps through here and pull my boot up, you see all kinds of little bugs. And those little green ones, they're called green bugs, which is a kind of a level,
Wait.
It's a type of aphid.
You mean to tell me that that green bug's name?
It's called the green bug.
Wow.
Yeah, of course there's other green bugs.
Is that the scientific name? That's got to be the scientific name.
That's the common name, I would say. Scientists sitting in there. We
also
shall call it
yeah,
the green bug.
we dubbed the
Green bug. And then at the top here, it's just slightly curling.
a lot of it isn't gonna flower.
And that's because of those green bugs. It's time, plus the bugs are they're starting to take over. They're not terrible, but they're certainly making an effect.
You know what there was more on your boot of than green bugs? Water running off it, just pouring off it.
He don't want me to cut.
Gotta dry first.
But anyway,
of course, he's got something going on today.
Yeah,
so
do you remember? You remember right at the start of planting season, I was like, my buddy Kyle, he had poor timing for his bachelor party. Well, today's his wedding.
So he's got poor timing on that too.
Come on, Kyle.
I bet you're gonna be busy the day you have kids too.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle.
Poor timing, Kyle. Come on.
But anyway, the alfalfa's looking way better than any cut last year. It's up over my knee right there, and we're gonna get some bales off here.
At least it ain't snowstorming, right, Kyle?
Got the sticky perlet. Got rained on.
How come you got poop all over your face and your rear? Get off the cigarettes. You got a little deep draw in your throat there, bully. The bull smokes the ciggies.
We'll try to unbury that windrower and just pretend like we're gonna cut soon. We might have to try it in an hour or so. Oh, the trailer's moving, Nelly. The trailer's moving. What a beast of a machine. Now, hopefully it just starts. Oh, you're kidding. once again, while we're charging this thing, it gets the fans to run. Still pretty cloudy. That dew's lifting, so we should be able to go somewhat soon. Probably start heading down the road about 30 minutes. Last week we changed the knives, so we got some sharp iron on there ready to chop. The machine's all greased up. I pressure washed it. I cleaned the air filters a week ago, so we're ready to go. Unfortunately this year, at least right now, we don't have any auto steer equipment on it. And part of that is we're just kind of short on auto steer equipment. Not too big of a deal, but it's nice being able to hit that auto steer button and just go. I always do that. We just got rid of that roll off and all that scrap iron, and then we got 2 5-gallon buckets full of.
Those are good. We getting a shortage.
Those are good, he says.
When I was a kid, I didn't know they made new staples. That's all we ever got to use. I'm serious.
It was a simpler time.
The only time we got new staples is if we bought posts, which we very seldom did. You didn't dare buy a bag of staples if you didn't need it, because you got old stuff.
And then by the end, when they started running out of the used posts, you just had to add more children so they can stand there and hold the wire up against the post.
All day?
All day.
Yes.
Working up and down. As the cattle moved, you got to hold the wire up against that there post.
You didn't do anything near that.
No, that was you.
Yeah.
That was your generation.
Yeah.
Now these days we just...
A child every 16 foot. That's why there was big families.
Well, the conditions ain't perfect. You know, that alfalfa's going to be a little wet, but god dang it, we're going to cut some hay. Somebody thinks they have to have a wedding today, and I got to go to it. Woo! Get started, cut just for 20-30 feet, and then we'll hop out and see if it's how we like it. How do you like that, aphids? Wow, that's, well, first off, it's pretty dang wet yet, but that is a lot of stuff. Woo-hoo. We didn't have anything like that last year. You gotta check this out. At the front of the header up here, we've gone from the gate, 150 feet. All these bugs running around. Gross little buggers. Widen it out a little more so hopefully it dries better. Gonna widen it out a little bit more, actually max it out, just because we got some cloudy weather coming and it's so damp right now. Things are going pretty good. I'm having a lot of fun. Be nice if the sun came out a little bit. We got this slough in the field, and many years ago we had it really wet, and so this used to be all alfalfa, but it drowned out. Well, last year, if you remember, you saw that video, we came out here and drilled alfalfa into some of these spots that it had been killed off, and you can see it came really nice. You can see it right down the row, and then walking over where I already cut, you can see the really nice green stuff out in the row. This spot came better than some of the other, but it's nice to see it come up. The thing is just caked with bugs. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. My first pass coming down this fence line, there was a deer in it, it was kind of a medium-sized buck. it had the fuzzy nubbins on it yet. Oh, I missed. That's the worst. Right by the road too. People are gonna see that strip. They're gonna say, hey, you see that Cole Sonny there? He cut that? Yeah, he's a stripper. We are flying. So, did anyone see the new Top Gun movie? These ladybugs are also beneficial. So they got a 5-star buffet right in front of them. Look at this. Oh my Lanta, that's gross. It's got a smell to it, and it ain't good. Dad's coming down to switch off with me. I gotta get going. And we recently got our truck back. We had to put a new fuel pump in it. That's the one that died the other day when we were going to my pasture to drop off the cows. All right, peace out. Have fun with Brian. Howdy.
So apparently, if you go out on the deck to pee and you leave the PTO on, it shuts it off, and when you sit back down, it doesn't turn it back on again, so you just run over. Huh. That's good timing, Brian. So I better pick it back up the other way. Maybe nobody will ever know, except you and me, of course, and 200,000 other people. Everything was going fine till I had to go to the bathroom. That don't look too terrible. Yeah. So how's your day going today, everybody? Cole and his sweetie are going to a wedding in Sioux Falls today that happens to be the same place I think that they're going to have some of their stuff. Well, he left early. He left about 2:30. I'm doing the job that I normally don't do, is run this. It's kind of a high-speed machine, and I don't really care for all the shaking and bouncing and cutting and all that. I'm more of a baler or rake guy, but that's all right. It's a good running machine. It been pretty trouble-free. It's such a treat to be able to put up some cattle feed after the drought that we went through last fall and all winter, and to have a crop like this, you know, just two good rains, that 330, 3.3 inches, and then that 1.25 inches one other time, and just, you know, 3-4 other small rains, 4/10 or less, has made the alfalfa pretty good. I don't care for the drowned out spots out in this alfalfa. You know, it's 5-6 years old, and we've had, like in 18 and 19, it was so wet that some of those low spots drowned out, those potholes. So yeah, so it cut into our acres out here. We tried to deal with it by seeding into them, and I'd say about half of it's going pretty well, maybe half. There was a huge cattle sale in Mitchell yesterday. It's like 9,750 head of cattle, and the market was tremendous. And those guys, I'm sure there was a lot of happy people leaving there yesterday, even though sometimes walking in there at 10 o'clock in the morning, your cattle don't sell till 5 or 6 in the afternoon isn't the most fun. But I think after they got their check and the demand that the buyers showed yesterday, that they got over it pretty quickly when they saw what their cattle brought. As hot of a cattle sale as we've had in this area, oh man, for quite some time. Feeder cattle on the board are up around $1.80, I think, in some months, and it's been a long time since we had that. I'm guessing 5-6 years. So good for everybody. We didn't sell any. Mine weren't as big as I hoped for yet, so I'm gonna feed them a few more weeks yet. Then we'll kind of clean things up in the lots and just have our heifers that we're breeding, and then our cows and calves out on pasture for the rest of the year. It's just a beautiful crop. I'm enjoying it for the most part. It's a little bit of more bouncing than I like, but I'm gonna get this knocked out today, and then we'll just have that patch and Jeff's to do probably tomorrow, or who knows, maybe this evening. That's about all I got for today. I don't know how much Cole videoed, but I know he got some sweet drone footage. So that's always fun, set to music. We'll see you guys. Take care.
They ain't feeling too good today. Oh, it's got a stank to it.